I used this notebook to beat back inconsistency in my life and work over the last 3 months, and the results are phenomenal. I am Dr. Christy Speciale, the KS in KS Strategic Solutions, and also not a medical doctor, a doctor of business administration. And I am here to help you level up your business, career, and life one practical tip at a time. Today, I'm going to break this consistency maintenance thing down for you. Being consistent was something I was never super good at when it came to personal goals, aspiration, and generally anything that didn't come with built-in accountability. See, if there was a chance I was going to let someone else down, I'd get it done without issue. I hate disappointing others. But when it comes to disappointing myself, it wasn't enough of a deterrent for me to stick to things that didn't have an immediate return. But there are things I need to do even though that accountability isn't there. And I tried so many things. I told others what I was doing, thinking that would hold me accountable. But since it didn't have a negative impact on them when I failed to complete it, I didn't feel that accountability. So I developed a system to keep me accountable because I love to see the progress, even if it's just on paper. I want to show you exactly how I did that inside my little notebook, and then I'll also share some things that helped me along the way. This is my secret to success right here. I got this cheap little notebook on Amazon. There's a link in the description if you want it. Plus, this little pen holder is fantastic. Easily the best purchase I've made in a while. I never have to go looking for my writing tools. In this notebook, I've created 4 sections. I've got just a couple of pages set aside in the front for my affirmations. I have a section for my goals, another for habit tracking, and lastly, a place to keep all of my thoughts, ideas, and notes from reading. I'm going to focus on the sections on goals and habit tracking because they are relevant to this video. I wrote down my monthly goals, some of which are personal, so I don't share those with the world, but for each goal, I have a place to keep track of my progress. It's motivating to me to see how close I am to reaching my goals in real time. Plus, I get a hit of dopamine every time I get to mark down more progress. The goals section differs from my habit tracker because my habits are things I do every single day. I have my morning routine activities and other things that I didn't always do. I didn't have the habit of brushing my teeth before bed when I was a kid, so I like to keep track of that as an adult because it's a habit I didn't always have. I could probably stop tracking that one because at this point it is an ingrained habit, but I like the feeling of marking it down every day, so I keep tracking it. I have some habits that I change each month. Like when I first got a Fitbit this past Christmas, I realized how few steps I was taking throughout the day, and I mean like around 3,000. So I started off with trying to get in the habit of 6,000 steps, and it took me several months to be consistent with that. After I had a perfect month of 6,000 steps, I bumped it up to 6,500 steps. When I have a perfect month at this stage, I'll bump it up to 7,000. It's these small increases over time that help me to be consistent. So with this notebook in mind, I wanted to share some of my extra tips on being consistent. There are 8 that I wanted to focus on, starting with goal setting. If you've seen some of my other content, you may know that I am not a big fan of SMART goals. But they are pushed so much that it can be hard to get out of that mindset. I recently discovered PACT goals, and I like them a lot better. So my first tip is to set PACT goals and write them down. You are 40% more likely to achieve your goals when you've written them down. What are PACT goals? PACT goals are purposeful, they are actionable, they are continuous, and they are trackable. You are 40% more likely to achieve your goals when you've written them down. But I think it's also more than that, because I have written down goals and forgotten about them the very next day. You have to write them down and look at them every day. Don't forget what you're aiming for. Reminding yourself of your goals makes you more consistent in reaching them. Number 2, we have to prioritize well with non-negotiables. Sometimes you're going to have an off day. You might get sick, or maybe you were up half the night with a sick kid. I'm a mom, I get it, and I have the same days. And occasionally, I have a day where I don't get anything done, but I set non-negotiables. These aren't small things that don't make a dent in the day. They are priorities. These are the things that I do not miss. And if I'm sick enough that not even the non-negotiables can be done, They are the first thing I do when I'm able. Make your non-negotiables worth the effort. Number 3, record and review your progress. Have you ever felt like you aren't making any headway? I've been there. I'm there right now. I've been working to lose weight and the scale seems to be hardly moving. So I went back over the last couple of months and realized that I have lost weight despite the slow progress. It shows that 2 months ago I was 8 pounds heavier. An 8-pound loss is a slow rate, but it's moving in the right direction. If I didn't record that and then go back and review it, I might be inclined to give up. Next up is ditch distractions, because distractions are the biggest pull from maintaining consistency. You had plans to work on your business for a few hours today, but it's almost bedtime, and all you accomplished was binge watching that new Netflix series. Or the gym was on your to-do list, but you lost track of time watching reels. These distractions are big deterrents to consistency. The plus side is that you can control your distractions. If it's social media, get an app blocker on your phone. If it's Netflix, make a deal with yourself to only watch on Saturdays if you get X amount of hours done. Find some way to eliminate the time wasters and distractions in your life. Next is manage your time. What does your daily schedule look like? Is it all over the place? Do you have a set work time and play time? If not, you may need to create something, even if it's rough. When I can feel myself start to get away from my routine and fall into bad habits, I create a strict schedule to follow for a few days. Then I can get back to the looser structure that I prefer. Managing my time is one of my struggles, so I have to stay on top of it. If this is true for you too, consider what your ideal day would look like. Write it down. Leave buffer times for the unexpected. If it didn't work, adjust it for tomorrow. Then you have to develop patience. Patience is a virtue, or so they say. For me, I have to pray for it constantly. Before I had kids, I prided myself on my level of patience. After kids, I realized I need a whole lot more. How do you get more patience? In my experience, it's prayer and practice. Sometimes it's prayer in the moment. Other times it's just part of my daily chats with God. The practice comes free by way of children, but it can also occur in practicing delayed gratification. I think we live in a society that needs a lot more of this too, so it can help a lot if you skip the immediate stuff and wait a while. You'll be more consistent when you know the results won't happen immediately. You also have to give grace and pitch the perfect. Here's a reminder we all need sometimes. Give yourself a little grace. No one is perfect. Toss that ish out. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to a good friend. With encouragement, not put downs. You're going to mess up, and that's okay. Learn from it and move on. Let's make it our mission to pitch the perfect. You should also do more of what works. When you find something that works for you, do it again. So often we hear of a new thing to try and we ditch what has been working for us to keep up with the trends. Please hear me when I say, be discerning. I don't think you should ignore change and keep doing what you've always done, but we can easily get ourselves off track by following the trendy thing. Take careful consideration when you decide to change what has worked for you. Your consistency can start to fall off if you make changes to something already working that don't work like you thought they would. If something is working, do more of it. Consistency is a habit, and there is so much information on building habits out there. I've read at least 5 books on the subject. My favorite of which is Atomic Habits, by the way. Great stuff. Link in the comments if you want to check it out. But if you want to maintain consistency in your work or other aspects of your life, you have to work at it. You have to have a routine. If you are struggling with cracking the code to your consistency routine, go schedule a free consulting call with me. The link is in the description box below. Catch up with you later.